What's up, hula hands? Hump day, Johnny.
Danny, buddy, it's good to have power on today and invested in a new Mac. So let's see if we can stop crashing and all that crazy stuff.
All kinds of new everything around here, so hopefully better experience for the listeners, less weird, quirky things, and consistently putting some stuff out there for people to listen to.
I do want to say mahalo to Kamehameha Schools. After the fire, they donated an Air Mac to me. We used that until we discovered that basically all the video guts were taken out of it, which makes sense. You don't want kids to use an Air Mac at its highest capacity, right? You just want to use it for learning. So that was the issue. And Amazon took 3 days to send me a new Air Mac when I bought it. Here we are.
There you go. On an island. Well, I mean, 3 days not too inconvenient, but there were some inconveniences the last couple of days with power outage. So let's talk about that, Johnny. That is life on an island. That is life post fire, where maybe some of the power lines caused some of the fire, and now there's some hesitation. So what did you experience?
Well, so basically, when you sue a electrical company after a fire and they settle for billions of dollars, they're going to definitely have a reaction to make sure that that never happens to their pocketbook ever again, right? So
Right.
Hawaiian Electric Company, Maui Electrical Company, has a new program where basically Home Depot is going to sell out of generators today, because the new program is that anytime the humidity drops, low humidity, and then 45-mile-per-hour gusts or more, they're basically just going to proactively shut off the power. And so that's what happened yesterday. I watched my power go out. It did the flicker, went out, and then came back on, and then went out again. And that was Tuesday evening, and it did not come back on until last night at 7 o'clock. And man, kind of pumped on my freezer and my refrigerator. It still handled. Everything was still good that was in there. But yeah, this is going to be a new thing. And all through Facebook, man, my friend Duma, you remember Duma, he was talking about how, man, he's 7 o'clock, full section there at Monkey Pod. Boom, chaos. No way to pay bills, no way to feed these folks. So that happened. But here's the interesting thing. So as long as you have the correct resources on your Facebook, you can navigate these things here on Maui.
What do they need, Johnny?
You got to have Maui 24/7. Word on the street is it's a mother-son team, and they're just 24/7 taking shifts on the police scanners, and they put on blast everything that's happening that you should need to know. But the post isn't where you get the most information. You got to go into the comments. If there's a traffic jam, if there's a blockage going on over to the other side at the poly, you get into the comments, and then you can see people posting videos tell you exactly what's going to go on. The next one that came after the fires is called What's Open on Maui, and that's where it was on blast. Honokauai Times was open. Miss Arepa's was open. Up here at Kapalua, it was crazy. Honolulu store was open. So everybody from the Ritz is over there charging on their phones, on the lanai. My wife went up there, got her coffee. The lines were around the block. Safeway opened a little bit later.
The Ritz didn't have battery backup?
I got to imagine that they did at some form, but people don't want to spend $100 for breakfast all the time. So they ended up at Honolulu store, and we're stoked that was open. So that was open. So there were some things that were open, you know, and that's just part of Maui life. That's why you have barbecue grills. But I do feel, because I've managed to make tempura and pizza on the barbecue grill, so there you have that. But I do feel that everybody's going to go out and get a generator. I want one too, because this will probably happen 3 or 4 times a year is what I got to imagine. So just want to have that preparation there. My sister, she's got the Tesla batteries, the backup. She was like, come on over. We're having a great time here. AC's blowing. We're watching TV. But it was, you know, dude, it's like a snow day, but Hawaii's version. The wife was off. We got to hang out. We went for a drive all the way to Honokahau. Came back, talked story. Threatened to play some Scrabble. Never got around to it. But, you know, just part of the slow lifestyle over here.
Sometimes it feels like a gift, eh?
It does a little bit, you know, it caused a little chaos. We were hoping to get Vent Pros over to a condominium that we're in escrow for. They turned everybody around. And then that's the next thing going on, right? So we're in the middle of 2 escrows right now. And, you know, if I'm not on edge, I'm not an escrow. It just, you know, this is where uncertainty happens as well, because we're going through different
That's where it gets more uncertain.
It really
Even
does, right?
before you make the offer, there's some uncertainties. Once you get into escrow, it seems like the uncertainties just climbing.
They do. So, the truth is that an accepted offer is an opportunity for us to secure something for a client, but we want to make sure for them. And that's why we do what we do, and we work at a high level for it. And at the end of the day, I'm not here to convince anybody to continue moving forward. That's not my position. The minute I start telling you, oh, that's not a big deal, I mean, that's been my experience on this island. I am so trained that the minute the other agent's telling me that's not a big deal, I'm like, no, I need to get into that storage closet. I just need to see
That's a
what's
big
going
deal.
on in there. It is. That's what we found out is that, and I feel like those types of agents are probably approaching their client with that same sort of attitude. Oh, that's not a big deal. It's Maui. It's no big deal. Man, little deals turn into big deals when they're unknowns.
Well, how often do we see
And
that as well with kind of seasoned agents on Maui who have been doing it for a long time? And when it comes to the purchase
dude,
contract and legal ramifications of dates and timelines, that's no big deal. We don't really do it like that here. We haven't really followed that, or ain't no big
they
deal. Don't
try
need
you on, dude. They
all
try you
that.
on.
Yeah, not necessarily intentionally, like they're trying to ruffle feathers. It's just it is.
Yeah.
A lot of people just don't dot I's or cross T's because they haven't done it before. It's a legal contract, and you want to follow it. So
That's exactly where I live. If it's in writing, that's what enforces it. And I've had those conversations where I've been told, "Oh, you can't respond back to the final walkthrough. It's expired." Well, take me through the contract and tell me where it says that in J. I'll buy you that TV. Great. Thanks.
doesn't say,
That's
doesn't
it,
say.
right? So yeah, I mean, so dude, I mean, it's not smooth by any means, right? I mean, our listing, we had a leak in it, just had a home inspection. So I gotta say, shout out to Fred, who is the general manager at Lahaina Shores, and then also Stan, the maintenance manager there. Those guys show up at a high level, man, and they made the buy side feel very, very confident that they take care of their kuleana, they handle business there. I was very, very pleased. So we're working through now a response to the inspection. We have a direction to go. And so I think that we'll get through this one here. On our deal that we're representing a buyer, we got a super savvy dude, man. He does numbers, wife does numbers. Wasn't really, I mean, truth be told, he told me what he was looking for, and this is not it. But at the same time, it did present itself as a deal. And so this one, we may put a bullet in it. Numbers aren't jiving. There's a triggering M word involved there. However, I always ask, well, is there some number that maybe makes that go away? Because that's the truth of what we do. Price overcomes all objections. That is the absolute truth. I've seen it time and time again, like, transaction over transaction. So we'll see. I have a number. So for me, deals aren't dead until we sign off on cancellations and send those to the title company, or at least alert them. And then even then, they're not technically dead because if they're still active, I mean, they still know that there's some interest at a number, right?
People
So
still want a deal. They got
that's
involved
it,
to begin
buddy.
with. I mean, how many times we've gone through a cancellation only.
Absolutely. We were having that conversation, you and I, about how, people always talk about how long they've been in the business, and that's not the true metric. It's how many transactions have you been involved in? Because transactions are the lessons. And that's why I never, ever am fully happy and like just my head now relaxes until closing day. And I always
It's
know
not a
that
closing until it's a closing.
there it is, man. And so I don't ever like, if this deal blows up, my heart isn't sunk. I don't feel like some sickness in my belly or anything. I feel like this is exactly how it should be for my client here, and I stand with them. So anyway, deal's not over yet. We'll let you know how that goes. Maybe in the next show. We shall see.
There you go.
That's
Should
it.
we hula?
Let's hula. So you want to
Get 'em a
break
little
down?
skinny.
Well, yeah. So, really, the show's two parts, right? It's crazy that I say I have a show. I mean, I'm not some TV dude, but whatever. So we
John likes to
banter.
downplay everything.
Well, we banter, right? At the very beginning, usually some titillating topic that has to do with Bill 9 or Exhibit 2 or whatever's happening right now on Maui in the county. I do like to talk about, stuff that's on Maui. Maybe we talk about racism someday. I don't know.
Oh,
But then The latter half of the show, we go through something called the hot list, which could be boring for some people. But what it is literally what's active right now today, maybe some new listings that hit the market, things that went pending. So you have an idea about what's actually potentially going into escrow, meaning there's enough interest to get accepted offers, and then what's sold. But more importantly, what we do is we give nuance. Like if it's a complex and we know about issues there, you're going to hear about it in this portion of the show here. And what I'm doing is just trying to tell you I'm savvy to this market here. Danny and I have an understanding because we're total geeks and nerds and we just study it all the time. And this is where we present that to you so that you can see that there's there's stuff that you need to know that you won't find out online or in Zillow, etc. So that's it. That's what this portion's about. And this is called the hot list.
That's it.
Let's see
Welcome
if
to
it
the hot
works.
list.
Let's see it work, buddy. Well, let's go. So here we are. This one hit my email as well. So this is what a 1-bedroom, 2-bath at Whaler, after a series of price reductions from $1,865, ends up at $1,580,000. So we're almost a year into this deal here. The Whaler and the Ali'i are the only two complexes on Kaanapali Beach proper. The OG Kaanapali Beach started in the 60s that are hotel zoned. And the Whaler lives large. I mean, this is a 1-bedroom, 2-bath that is the same size as a typical 2-bedroom. They have gigantic lanais built back in the 70s. Super popular. They're right next to Whalers Village. So if you like going to eat at Leilani's and Monkey Pod, you like going to Hula, you're just walking there. So that's the scoop with there. Man, the fees have gone up quite a bit, 25, 24. I want to say that involves the whole kit caboodle, though. I want to say it does include electricity, but I don't quote me.
I can't confirm that one.
Yep.
It's a couple of big boys on the hot list this week.
There we
today,
go,
Johnny.
guys.
So here we are.
Yes.
Started at 19.8 million for 6,700 square feet in Waialae McKenna.
Yeah,
We're
man.
down to 16 milli.
So here's where I'm at with these here. So this one here, what does it have some views? Because this is that newer section that's being built kind of away from Big Beach, like around it, right? So I'm used to seeing oceanfront bring 20 million at McKenna. There's a lot of square footage. I'm sure that it's a Disneyland place. I'm starting to see Kapalua Plantations, Honolulu Ridge with some acreage start to ask this kind of money here, which is really, really interesting.
You get a sneaky peek of an ocean. If you can kind of see they exaggerated the ocean color just beyond the waterfall, just beyond all the vegetation, you can see a slight bit of ocean. So
there
not
you go.
really an ocean view.
It's a beautiful compound at an acre. So, if that appeals to you, but I do see opportunities that are across the street from the ocean, but they can't build in front of you because there's nothing there on that other side for this kind of similar price range. You agree with that? Look at that, though. You got your little golf action going in there.
Very Disneyland, like got all the amenities, all the things. And I think pricing strategy wise, Johnny, when we see these kind of $12+ million properties, nobody really knows what it's worth.
They don't.
Nobody. No matter who it is, no matter how much experience, you're kind of putting it out there as a price, and then you're just slowly reducing it until it gets to a point that someone says, I gotta have it. So
here's an understanding that I have from certain billionaires, multimillionaires. Some of them want to pay the highest price because that's their flex. So I feel like, in the world of fishing, maybe that's why they start out so aspirationally. They're just looking for that one, right? Because it's a small pool that buys these types of properties here. It's not
Very
a
small
giant
pool.
buyer pool. So yeah. Interesting, man. But you're absolutely right, Danny. It is just, wow, this feels like this. Let's go with it.
Yeah, and we'll see it on this next one. Look at this one. Start at 38.9 million, now down to 32.9. So down $6 million in 90 days, Johnny.
Is this Billionaires Row or is this like way out McKenna?
Let's show them where it's at on the map. Here you go.
Yep. So that's just across the street from Nahaleo McKenna, basically.
Yes.
And this sits on a tall peninsula. So there you go, dude. So they were trying to sell one across the street from this guy here for $8 million, but man, that is a big ass house, dude. On half an acre, almost
9,000 square feet.
Yeah.
Look at that glass across. Pretty
So McKinney,
spectacular.
yeah, McKinney Landing's just down the way from here. People go snorkeling there a bit, but man, it's a little dangerous, dude, for older people. But yeah, there it is. Man, that seems like a lot for that space though, because I've seen the ones that, as you're heading out towards Bezos' place and Steven Tyler's, I'm talking about those bad boys across the street from the ocean. But man, there you have it. You got to ask
So
for
case
it.
in point on the pricing, I mean, you start at 38.9, you're down $6 million in 90 days. You're trying to find
Where's my action?
where's the action at? It's not
If I'm
appealing to anyone at this point.
There it is. They're getting 0 showings, and that's what he's saying. I'm getting 0 action. Nobody's calling me.
And they want this thing sold.
They all have their own reasons.
If it sits in their 90 days, you might see an auction. That seems to be the way to go these days.
Very interesting that some of these bad boys are coming up, though, right now, Alrighty. Lee Kai. I swear I saw a 2-bedroom that was like, I don't know, a little higher than this. Yep. So I get it. Location within complex is important.
1 bedroom, 725. It is hotel zone, so no issues with the rentability. $1,000 a month in your fees. Some people love this complex. Some people kind of mixed feelings. Just kind of comes down to what you like.
What are the mixed feelings about typically, you feel?
Location play, kind of arrangement of the complex. So they're all kind of at an angle. So you're not like super direct on views. Small kind of pool.
They do have a jacuzzi, though.
They do.
Shuffle.
Yeah, they have some of the amenities.
Sauna.
There you go.
Roger that. And where are we at beach-wise? Cam 1?
I think we're Cam 2.
Okay. Ohukai, Danny's old stomping grounds, huh?
Yeah, a little multi-dwelling.
I remember this one, bro. This was listed when I first hit the market, bro. It's right down from the South Point. That I used to park here and then walk to South Point.
Yeah, it's a little kitty corner to the McLaren guy on the corner.
That's right. So what was this? It was like 3 or 4 houses, but man, this guy was ready to go now, huh?
3-pack. 3-2-3-2-2-1. So basically 2 houses and a cottage on this property. 0.37 acres. It is a block to the beach. That is true. I know a few people that have been renting one of these for the last 5-6 years.
Well, they definitely did the floors.
$1.4 million for 3 units, Johnny.
I mean, it's smelling dealish. I mean, for an investor. So, do you know what your friends were paying, or were they in one of the 3 beds or the 2 beds?
I don't know exactly what they're paying.
Sure. That seems like a value to me, dude, because I've seen what other single homes have sold around here and homes with Ohanas. Not in the recent past, though, but man.
But 3 bedrooms usually was going for around 4,000, 4,500, something like that.
I mean, so let's just kind of talk through this. $800,000 3-bedroom, 2-bath in Kihei in any size configuration would seem like a deal. Would you agree?
Yeah, absolutely.
Now I got 2 of them, so now I'm at 1.6, and then I still got a little Ohana that has value as well. I can see where they came up with that $1.7 million. This is the problem with big compounds is like they do become deals because the math doesn't work as if they were individual houses, even though you want it to. And there is a potential ability to CPR each one of these and sell them off that way. So there are multiple opportunities to make this guy play.
Or all 3. I mean, remember that little CPR that we've seen in Kalama for 400 and some thousand? That little tiny thing? I mean, this is 600 square feet.
That's the potential strategy right here.
I think it's
Get yourself a CPR all day long.
Cam
stands. Okay. No, I don't know.
So it's inside the horseshoe,
right?
Started at 900,000. 21
So
does
it go 7
Johnny.
and then 10, Danny? Though it does, huh? Because 8 and 9 are outside. So 7 and 10. Okay,
7, 10. So it's up near the front, closer to the ocean. Building 2 was at 649 a couple weeks ago. I think that was about 3 weeks ago. We did deal of the week, 649. These guys decided ours is worth 900. We're worth significantly more, $250,000 more than that guy. Why? Remodels not that much different. Why is it priced so differently, Johnny?
Because that's how I feel, Danny.
And that's it. That is how it is.
Well, so again, in the world of motivations, you have fear of loss. And those are the people that are pricing aggressively because they feel that the market may correct further. And then you have hope for gain. I'll sell as long as I get close to this amount here. And that's what's littering our market and why we have such high inventory in the condo market. And that just speaks again to the affluence of our typical owner over here. They have the ability to float, even though it's very uncomfortable to their pocketbook.
And
It's
that's
just
not so
uncomfortable.
uncommon to the Maui market. Not really even just now. I mean, 8, 9 years ago when I first got into real estate on Maui, it was even more than this. There was such a fluctuation in prices, and average days on market at that point was 9 months. 9 months. I mean, stuff would sit for ages, Johnny. Napili Shores, I mean, average days on market in Napili Shores at that time was like 300 days.
It
Like stuff
still
just
is.
didn't move. Just doesn't move. So
That's
that's Maui
maintenance
for you.
fees were cool too, man. Like back in the sub 700. I swear, rare that I saw 1,000, 1,200 bucks. Man.
That's it. There's
Whoa.
another big boy,
Whoa. See,
Lania
come to the
Poco.
value. Come to the value side, guys. Get the cheap monster on. Man. So I swear this
16 milli over there. Or this one, you get 25 plus acres of land, Johnny.
has not been CPR'd. They didn't build any ancillary buildings. Built in 2023. Is this an Imaginate? Is Diana the listing agent?
No, it's
Is it Rob?
Evan.
Oh, okay. Wowza. Stunning.
Up in the hills. I mean, yeah. Picturesque, postcard, dream life.
Look
I
at
mean,
that
this is
outdoor
it.
kitchen. So I'm just going to make a statement here. Granny lived in Oluwalu Valley and it's windy there. But when they started building here, her big comment was big wind. And to her point, they were clocking 85-mile-per-hour winds out of Laniapoko and Oluwalu yesterday. And that's a big reason why Miko cut the power. And the reason for it is that valleys are wind tunnels. If you ever wonder why it's so sketchy as you come flying into the Central Valley, going over Ma'alaya, that's because that's a gigantic wind tunnel. And that's what valleys do. The wind that took out the town of Lahaina came through Kaula Valley. And that valley is known to be especially dangerous when the wind gets cooking through there. So, wow, this is top of the hill, though, Danny. Fortress of Solitude.
Sunsets year round.
This is why you get 26 acres. You're sitting on a mountaintop. So, your 26 acres is a mountainside.
Yes. Much of that is preservation land. I was reading like 18 acres. It's conservation land. So could still build a CPR, secondary dwelling, on the other 7 acres. But this is a compound at 12 milli compared to the 33 milli oceanfront or the 16 milli in McKenna. This feels like value.
Agreed. Look at us.
No big deal. Just a little value.
Yeah. I've been in this guy here. So the big difference and the thing that sets this particular, so this community, Kalihinahe, is right down the street from me. If you come down Napili Hau Road, you pass all the Napili villas and you pass the store, you're coming down to the lower road. This will be just off to your left-hand side. It's gated. It was a great concept because they built 1-bedroom ohanas for each one. So you have ohanas in there. They do back up to the condos, but they do have some nice privacy palms. This particular ohana sits way far away from the main house. So in the world of values and rarity, that's what makes this particular one rare. I mean, newer construction for Maui. I want to say he was like 1.9 to start, 1.8, etc. This is an owner agent that is selling this. So I still think it's a lot, personally, for this market.
Kind of a unique opportunity.
Indeed.
That's when they had some good development ideas.
Right? For a little infill. Boom. Oh, island surf. Here we go. 1 bedroom, 1 bath across the street from the ocean, but looks like you got some views.
Up on the 3rd floor.
Yep. Island surf isn't bothered by Bill 9, Exhibit 2, Minatoya. I forget what the issue was. It has some sort of zoning where it's like, chill, no worries.
Unique zoning. Across from
Yep.
Columba Park. In the heart of the action. Amenities. This is pretty much your amenity. It's a bit of a adventure to get down to the pool. Not the greatest pool, but people like the location close to Columba Park. $675.
So
1
much good
bedroom.
stuff around there.
Rent that bugger out.
That's it. Oh, this guy's falling apart already.
Went pending and now is falling
Escrow
apart.
is canceling. Yep.
Let's see how long that took, Johnny. So 2 months later. There's a story there.
Well, no, what, 11/16 listing, 12/08? So just like what, 3 weeks?
We're in February.
No, when it went into escrow though. Oh yeah, it's been a long escrow, huh? What a
Went
brutal one. My
went
bad.
pending went pending in
In
December and is now canceling.
December.
And
How'd they
so
pull that one off?
hard to say what the story is there, but something didn't
Somebody
work.
somebody losing an earnest deposit?
This
Whoa!
one we talked about last week felt kind of dealish at 549, Johnny, for 2 bedrooms. Vacation rentable till 2031. Then Bill 9 kicks in. Man, is in good condition. Is updated. Had the split AC. The lanai onto the parking lot was the big downside, but good location. 840 a
So
month in fees.
So I'm getting towards the high end of what used to be South Point. Would you agree with this price here? Which do you feel is a better play? Because that's what it's coming down to is like this Bill 9 is causing some chaos to where stuff that was vacation rentable because like it had the views, etc., are now able, for I mean, local people could always, but now the pricing's getting to the point where it makes sense for locals. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's it. I mean, yeah, ultimately it comes down to the location that you want to be in and the
This is true.
amenities you want to be by. But I mean, from here, you do have a pool on the complex, so you have amenities. You're right across the street.
Charlie Young.
Charlie Young, Cam One is right there. I mean, you're a short stroll down to restaurants and shops. South Point, you don't have any of that. I mean, maybe you got a sauna. That's about it in
Right.
North Kihei. So, I mean, in terms of lifestyle, if you like to get out and about, that could make more sense. If you want more of a quiet, then, South Point, Kihei Villages, you want to be a little bit further north. Those kinds of things play into it. But yeah, I'm with you. I think this is a bigger, probably value play.
I think this is a good opportunity for like a young family, dude. Like you just have your first baby, you cruise in there, maybe bunk beds work for a little bit, and then we sell you a house down the road. Because young people like to have
Absolutely.
the action, and not that everybody likes action. A lot of people like action. I shouldn't just put it on young people, but I think younger people would put up with more busyness than maybe some others when they're living full time. So
With the
yeah, man.
pool and such, all the things, yeah.
An 840, not too bad for a maintenance fee these days. Oh, Holly Mackay. Okay. So we found a
Kind of
new.
surprised on this one.
Wow. Well, they blew out that remodel, huh?
Yeah, pretty nice remodel.
I mean, that's why it sold, in my opinion.
Way set back.
Way
You don't
back
have much
there.
of an ocean view. You're right over the parking lot, looking over Lawanakai. I mean, rentability is potentially going away. I thought these would go down further. So, I mean, here you go. 1 bedroom, bigger square footage than the 2 bedroom we just looked at, but it is one
Right.
bedroom.
Yeah. And now
It
you're
is on
ocean
the ocean
front.
front. Yeah. So, trade-offs, higher maintenance fees, tax a little bit higher, but there's the options for you.
I want to see local people buy these. I want to be able to say, okay, Bisson, Maui County, you guys were on top of this and I didn't see it. I'm just not hearing those rumblings, dude. Oh, Maupio, I'm up in Kula, Lower Kula, 2 bedroom, bath, 1270 square feet. I see all zeros, so I'm not CPR'd. 2 acres and sold for
Good job.
$1,530,000. People fought over it, dude.
I went right for it. Penned
They
it in a
did.
couple days. Got 5,000 over. That bugger moved. This one was the
Here we
deal,
go.
Johnny.
Wow. Called it out too. Little yard. I mean, this is what
815 cash.
they're trying to get 2 bedrooms at Opukea. I don't see it.
I'm gonna guess that was a non-local buyer.
Cash.
It was cash. Last but not
Yep.
least,
So here we go. 1 bedroom, 2 bath, potentially better location maybe for that price. I don't know. But you can see why those guys kind of lowered to where they did.
towards the back.
Yep.
I think it's all the way in the back. Yeah, it's because you got
Looks to
the
be.
double NI looking over the golf
Looks to
course
be.
and the ocean, but took a $200,000 discount.
Wow. We did not have any glitches, Danny. There was no freeze frames. I'm very pleased.
Wow, improvements. So thanks for hanging with us, bearing with us as we work through the tech issues. This is the Wednesday edition of the Maui Hot List. Houlihan, be on the lookout. Deal of the week dropping tomorrow until Friday. Hui ho.
Ahui ho.